Hello everybody, it's Noah here from Audiocube, and today I'm just giving you a full in-detail demo / walkthrough of the app, so you should understand everything you need to get the most out of Audiocube. This is the login screen, which you'll see as soon as you open the app. Just enter your email and password. If you don't have a license, you can get one here, or you can use trial mode, which has some limitations. Like you can save, but you can't open project, and a few other things are restricted. Or you can just buy a license online and you'll get a full login detail. So just just enter your username, password, remember me, show password if you want. You can quit the application. A few more links down here. Click sign in. And click open. And this is the blank project you'll see when you start. First of all, let's just have a quick look around the interface, then I will show you things in more detail. So first you just have the file menu. This is how you open and save, start a new project, save your projects. You can view your saved projects. File browser, which is where you import your audio, how you create devices and stuff. The editor, which gives you controls for adjusting parameters on devices, depending on what kind of device you're clicking on. You have different options. Acoustic settings, which changes how the audio algorithm works. Binauralization is, I'll go into this in more detail later, but yeah, you can visualize, which shows you how the sound waves are propagating, that interacts with these, which is pretty cool. Yeah, anyway, I'll show you this later. This bar, which just shows you all the events that are happening. This is more for debugging, if anything goes wrong. Here you have the record window, where you can record the output of Audiocube, which is useful for making your own audio files to use in other projects, other software. Yeah, just click open, record, then stop. I'll show you this all, and then yeah. Sequencer, which is used for sequencing sounds, the trigger time. You can set the loop length, and also recording the automation position like this. So yeah, I'll look at all of these in more detail, but yeah, you can move them with this, double click to close, etc. Mic switch, which just changes whether the microphone, or your listening point is listening from the camera's point of view or the microphone. Settings, here you have different graphics quality. Fast is obviously lowest quality, but highest frame rate, best for older machines. High looks the best, but needs more power. Post-processing, this just gives it a bit of a more cinematic look. UI scale, this is for zooming the interface in and out. I have it up here. Sun, which is the brightness of the light source. And then a few other toggles. You can view the keyboard shortcuts here. You can save the current state, and then you can reload, reset. Yeah, so if you have particular settings that you like, you can save them between sessions. This just opens the website user manual up here. This is for opening contact with me. Gives my email address, the contact form, or we can chat on Discord. Overhead text just toggles the text on and off. Waveform or spectrum toggles the spectrums on and off, as you can see here. I think we're in low quality mode. Yeah. Which just saves the CPU. Light and dark mode for different looks. stay in dark mode for today. Orthographic camera, which is like a sort of flat 2D camera perspective, which is just useful for moving stuff around, etc. Got a mini map here, which just gives you a bit of an overview from where you are in the scene, and also gives you some extra touch controls which are useful for touch screens, because this hopefully will be on iPad with Apple Pencil at some point. And the mixer, which we'll look at in detail later, but this basically gives you various controls. So let's first look at the camera, but we'll just start a new project. Camera movement is designed to be really easy. You can use the mouse wheel to scroll up and down, or press R and F on the keyboard. You can just left click and drag to move around like this, or right click for a bit of a faster, more accurate control. Hold in the middle mouse button to activate like a free look mode, or you can hold V for the same. You can use arrow keys or W, A, S and D to move around, and then Q and E to rotate, or Z and X. But yeah, I usually just use the mouse because it's the easiest. So that's the basics of the camera. Now let's look at how you manage your files and create devices. So the browser up here, just click this. You can see the 4 creation types, which we'll look at. The preview panel, which has like a loop you can scrub through. Got volume. To import import audio file, sorry, just click open audio folder, and then this opens your Cube library folder, which is where you put all your audio files. You can just drag and drop from other folders in here, and then click refresh, rescan, and it will show you your new samples. You can look through folders as well if you just want to drag like the sample folder, sample pack, and you can go through multiple layers of folders. It works just like any folder system. As for creating devices, there are 4 main device types. You've got samplers, which just act like a sampler. You have emitters, which are physics-based devices. You have tickers, which are used for sequencing other devices. And you have sound walls, which are acoustic devices that kind of work for blocking and reflecting sounds. And we'll look at each of these in more detail. So samplers are the kind of core device. You can create them blank templates from here, or you can just instantly drag and drop a sample like this. Double click to open the editor and close it, or you can do it up here. Yeah, this also has the 3 different types, but I mean, if you just click on one, it automatically changes. You can load in new sounds by just dragging in like this, play and loop. Let's go for this. It has all the kind of typical things like start and end position. Okay, I mean something's gone wrong there, but change the pitch. You can press P to kind of play or toggle between playing and stopping, which there's something wrong there, but yeah. Attack and decay are for sequencing, which I'll explain later. This is looped. Oh, yeah, I don't know. This is why. So you also have, you can clone, you can delete, you have a bunch of effects here. Which you can just play with. I mean, this should be familiar enough. So yeah, that's the basics of samplers. You can hold shift and drag like this. Select multiple devices to move like that. Didn't mean to do that, but yeah. You can also click and hold or right click to open the right click menu where you have a bunch of different options. So that's the basics of samplers. The next device we'll look at are emitters. Now you can create these here, or like any device you can open the right click menu and it's just down here. So these create physics-based nodes that activate their sound when they collide with something. So you just drag in a sample. You can either press spacebar or click this button. So every time they hit something, they'll trigger their sound, but they have a limited number of lives. So after they have that many collisions, they will delete themselves after the sample stops playing. Got the gain, volume. You can select notes, and each time a node hits something, it will randomly pick one of these notes. This shows you how many are active. You can clear. Also got the granulate function, which means that it will play at any random position between the start and end. Which is quite fun. Just a bit more experimental stuff. So yeah, that's the basics of emitters. Yeah, just drag in a new sound. And you can clone, see. Take granulate off. The next device is a ticker. Now these are used for sequencing and sort of triggering other devices, so just hold control and click on any device you want to connect it to, and then click on it and you'll see that you have a pre-tick time and a tick time. This is basically kind of a time cycle where every time it reaches the tick, it sends a signal to any of the connected devices. You can also press Control to disconnect. And yeah, so you'll see it has a countdown. So every 2 seconds. these. It flashes to show when it's triggered. So those are the basic three devices. The next thing we'll look at is the fourth device, which is the sound wall. Now these are a unique device in that they interact with the acoustic settings. So for these to work, you want to make sure you have all of these activated. I'll explain them in more detail. So visualize just gives you the visualization of how the sound waves are propagated. I didn't include this for the balls because you get a lot of them and it gets a bit hectic, but it does use the algorithm for spatializing the sound. Yeah, so visualize just shows you, and it also shows you how the sounds are reflected or blocked by the walls. As you can see, this is now blocking them all. You have to have occlusion enabled, which means that sound is blocked by the walls. So you'll see we're not hearing anything until we have a clear line of sight, or acoustic sight, I guess. Yeah, you can just see how the reflections are calculated. So just delete these. Yeah, binauralize is a slightly different audio spatialization algorithm. So just show you the difference. This is without. It's just more realistic. It sort of mirrors how, simulates how the head impacts like the filtering of sound. This has got an effect. So reflections, you can hear it reflecting off to the further away it is. The quality is a bit dodgy just because I'm running so many recording things at the minute, but it's usually a bit cleaner than this. So we can create kind of acoustic spaces. That mimic how it all works in real life. So you can go create like a mini room, and you can just see it calculating the reflections. So yes, I'll just close this. Yeah, we're not hearing anything because it's sealed off, but now it's reflecting off of this one. So yeah, I mean, it's fun to play around with. and it just gives a bit of a sense of space and depth. And you can kind of create smaller environments. Or bigger spaces. So yeah, that's sound walls, and that's the basic kind of acoustic or advanced acoustic settings. These are all explained, it's a bit easier to understand on the user manual. It explains exactly what each one of these does, but it has a little tooltip so you can get a rough idea, and yeah, the visualizer just shows you how they're spreading. So that is the acoustic settings. Next, let's look at sequencing. So we'll start a new project for this. So the sequencer just shows you what has a kind of track for each sound in your project, each sampler, sorry, or tickers if the ticker has sequenced enabled. You need to refresh it because you can set. So yeah, basically, let me just show you. So you can just set the trigger time. And you can also do subdivision, so you get a bit of a snapping if you hold control. So yeah, it activates the timing when it starts, so you can also do this. So that ticker activated all of these at once. Let's do a bit of a... So yeah, I'm not going to have this one on. But yeah, it's useful for if you want to sequence emitters as well, because these don't directly have a sequence function, but if you activate enable a ticker to be sequenced, sometimes you need to refresh the window to get it to display the new things. Let's see. Zoom out a little bit. So another neat feature about the sequencer is the automation. So if you can automate things, and it will it basically gives you a bunch of frames to set, but they are, obviously you can see these aren't moving. If we enable record, we can then just move them around. You'll see the little tail when it's red, it's recording, and then you just let go. You can just do it with the mouse if you want. So I might just change the sound in this. Yeah, you'll want to use headphones or decent stereo speakers. You can change the length, the BPM, subdivision, things like that if you want things to work a bit differently. Let's speed them up. I think it should speed things up. Maybe we need to re-record a short sequence, just a 4-bar. Etc. And then if you, so to record, just have record enabled, and then you can just click and drag and it will just overwrite any recording for the current frame. So you can see if we just overwrite this one. You can press P to stop and then P to start again. I'm not sure if this is recording. Yeah. So when it's red, it's recording for the yeah, you can take record off and then you can move stuff and it won't. Or click automate to sort of freeze things. So you can hear one sound here, this I don't like, so change this to So now is probably a good time to look at the mixer. You can open the mixer just by pressing tab or clicking down here. So there's two sides to the mixer. You have the summing mixer, which is kind of your group channels. Groups here, just you've got 7 audio groups. Let's stop this for a minute. If you click on a device, you'll see that you have a channel here that you can select. Just stop playback. So let's go over to this one. So by default, samplers are on channel 0 and emitters are on channel 7. But you can change that here. It has an EQ, free band. You can just double click to reset the value. It's got 4 send effects. It's got a reverb, an echo, modulation, and chorus. Each of these have their own set of controls up here. Reverb. And you've also got the, let's just turn these off, the master tab, which processes, kind of, it runs through all this and then it comes out through these. So again, you've got a reverb, you've got, this gives you a bit more control, you've got modulation, compressor, and an equalizer. 5 band. Again, just double click to reset. And then this brings us nicely onto the device mixer, which is here. Now for each sampler, it gives you a different independent. It doesn't have them for emitters yet, but I'll probably add it. So you can just click to jump to the relevant device. this one. You've got volume control, or you can solo. Mute, etc. Clone, delete, that kind of thing. This one's getting a bit annoying. So that's that. Next, let's look at the recording function, which I think is the final thing to look at. So to record, just click record and it opens up this window. It records all the output directly from the master. Just hit record and you'll see your recording here just for the levels. So I think I can hear a baby crying outside. Yeah, I mean, this is just me, it's not a proper jam. And then when you're done, just click stop up here and click open folder, and you'll see your recorded WAV file that you can then put into Ableton or wherever you want to upload it. And that's pretty much it, I think. Yeah, you can save your file up here. Demo 1. It takes a little screenshot. It just tells you everything here. Just wait for the bar to load before you mess around with stuff. And then you can just see all your projects. You can just load them. Like so, just wait for it to load up. Yeah, and that is pretty much it. I think I covered everything. But yeah, if not, feel free to send me a question or an email through the contact form. There's a link to Discord. Oh yeah, emitters are by default on channel 7. So yeah. So yeah, that pretty much covers everything, I think. Yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know. And yeah, looking forward to seeing what people think about this. It's been a long time in the making. So yeah, thanks guys, enjoy.